All right. A crowd had gathered here around 1:30 in the morning. It was a large crowd. An argument broke out between two individuals, and when those shots rang out, 23-year-old Arnesia Milton was shot. She was transported to the hospital where unfortunately she did not survive her wounds. We are appealing to anyone who is out here to please contact us and help us bring justice to her. You know, she was an innocent bystander. She was not a part of the argument, and she is unfortunately who has passed away.
I can only imagine how traumatic this could be for the family as well. You be able to talk to them. How are they?
I have not spoken with the family or been involved in those discussions, but as you can imagine, this is devastating. Arnesia is the mother of two young children, and to lose anybody this way is devastating. But as you can imagine, for two young children to have lost a mother and for there to be so many people around, we would like to appeal to everyone to please, if you were here, if you have any information about what happened, to contact us. You can do that by calling our non-emergency line. You can also send a tip anonymously by texting the letters SPPD and your tip to tip 411. Crime Stoppers will also be offering a reward.
Can you describe what maybe 100 people out here were doing? Is there a bar nearby? Is there a restaurant? Was it a block party? Do you have any insight into what drew the crowd out here?
There was no official activity, but this is an area where people do gather on the weekend.
Is this an issue that you guys have seen consistently? I mean, having these large crowds and then having a dispute or something break out, and then you guys are out here on scene and this way, is this something that you guys are used to seeing out in this area?
This has happened before, where we have a large crowd gathered at night and an argument breaks out and somebody ends up being hurt. So yes, it has happened before. In this particular location, I'm not so sure, but in the area there have been large gatherings at night where when things go wrong, it puts a lot of people's lives at danger.
And was she hit with one bullet or multiple?
That we don't know. That's part of the investigation at this time.
And can you talk about, I know you want anyone who is there to come forward with information, but also that other person that you believe may have been injured. Are you hoping to maybe speak to that gentleman as well?
Absolutely. We believe another person was injured, but we haven't spoken with the person, and that person didn't show up at the hospital. So again, we're just appealing to anybody who is out here to give us a call and help us to understand exactly what happened and bring justice to this family.
And I noticed there was video cameras over there. Are police been able to look at any surveillance video in the area?
So as part of the investigation, our detectives will be talking to, of course, witnesses, nearby businesses, and just checking to see if any video might be out there. That's all part of the investigation at this point.
And just to clear up, we see a bunch of evidence markers. Do you know how many shots were fired and what are actual, casings that are the evidence markers and not just other things?
That's information that they're gathering now. Offhand, we don't. But of course, after a thorough investigation, we'll have a better idea of how many shots were fired.
And one more question. We had seen people going in and out of the salon. Was it outside that everything happened, or was people inside as well?
The shooting happened in the parking lot in front of the Dread Pros and More salon. But it was a large crowd, so there were people pretty much in the vicinity.
Was she in the salon when she was struck, or was she struck outside?
In front of Dread Pros and More in the parking lot.
When police arrived out here, was there still a large crowd, or had a lot of people kind of dispersed once everything happened before police got out here?
I'm sure initially people dispersed. When gunshots ring out, people, of course, are concerned about their safety. But there was a large crowd that gathered here. Sorry, let me start over. All right. Initially, the crowd dispersed, but there was a large crowd here both before and after the shooting. So we know that there are people that saw what happened and might be able to help us piece this all together.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.